Good day everyone, welcome to our class in Construction Materials and Testing. So for today, we're going to discuss the laboratory tests in cement. For our overview, so this unit will discuss the proper procedure on how to conduct time setting of Portland cement using BCAT apparatus with accordance to ASTM C191. So the test includes testing objectives, scope, apparatus required to use, safety and precaution for materials, apparatus and equipment to be used, step-by-step on how to conduct test procedures, tabulation of data, calculation, and test result. So for our learning objectives, so first is to understand the use of BCAT apparatus in time of setting up Portland cement test. Also, discuss the proper step and procedure of time setting of Portland cement test. Determine the initial and final setting time of Portland cement paste. Calculate the required water for this test. And lastly, develop your practical skills by performing the test. So we have time of setting of Portland cement using BCAT apparatus. So this is in accordance to ASTM C191. For our testing objective, so this time of setting Portland cement aims to determine the time of cement to react or hydrate completely in water. It can also determine the initial and final set of time of cement with respect to its plasticity and gain strength. For the scope, so this test is limited only for determination of time setting of cement using VCAT needle having a room temperature of 27 degree plus or minus 2 degrees Celsius and humidity of 65 plus or minus 5%. This test also observes the proper procedure on how to conduct with respect to ASTM C191. So what are the apparatus required for this test? So first, we have the BCAT apparatus. Next is the needle for initial setting time. Next is the needle for final setting time with annular. So this one is for the initial setting time. This one is for final setting time. Next is a container or mold, mixing bowl, trowel, water, glass plate, and stopwatch. We also need a digital weighing scale. So for safety and precaution, so first, before conducting tests, use safety gloves, safety shoes, and apron at the time of the test. Do not use needle when in wet condition. Equipment should be cleaned thoroughly before testing and after testing. And before conducting the test, make sure that no one is around 1 meter radius from testing machine. So now let's have the test procedure. So the following procedure was adopted in ensuring that the data to be recorded from time of setting Portland cement test specimen was taken in an organized and consistent manner. So first is to prepare 500 grams of Portland cement and put it in a clean container. So kahit ordinary Portland cement, okay na. So next is take the stopwatch and set it in 0. So next, place the 500 grams in the mixing bowl and add 425 grams of water. So yung 425 grams of water na yon, that is from 85% of the total weight of the cement. So 0.85 times 500, so that is 425 grams. So to produce cement paste in standard consistency. So immediately start the stopwatch when water is added to cement. When cement paste is in standard consistency, place the cement paste in the mold within 3 to 5 minutes. So next is to put the BCAT mold in the surface of the glass plate and align them to the center axis of the BCAT apparatus. Make sure that the indicator is set to 0. For initial setting time, clean the needle for initial setting time and attach it carefully in the BCAT apparatus. Next is to make sure that the tip of the needle touches the surface of the cement paste. So next is immediately release the plunger and allow it to penetrate into specimen test block or mold. Repeat the test every 2 minutes until it reaches the reading of 5 mm plus or minus 0.5 mm. So, sa una class, kapag ka nirelease natin yung plunger, so definitely malambot pa yung ating cement paste. Bababa siya talaga, bababa ng todo yung needle natin. Kaso every 2 minutes na magre-read tayo, so syempre, nag-harden na rin yung ating cement paste. Hanggang sa umabot siya ng 5 mm plus or minus 0.5 mm. Stop tayo dun. So, that is for initial setting. So, the time elapsed between the moment when water is added to the cement and the time of which the needle penetrates the test block to a depth equal to 5 mm plus or minus 0.5 mm from the top is taken as the initial setting time. So, next, for final setting time naman, so remove the needle for initial setting time and replace it with needle for final setting time. So, makikita nyo naman yung difference ng ating dalawang needle. So, for initial setting time, wala siyang cup dito. And then, kapag sa final setting time na, meron na tayo ditong cup. A fan-lowering circular annular attachment for repeatedly multiple intervals of time, so 5 minutes interval naman dito, at some particular point, the needle makes an impression while circular cutting edge fails. The time period elapsed between the time when water is added to the cement and the time at which the circular attachment fails to make an impression is taken as final setting time. So, dito sa final setting time, start pa rin tayo dun sa time na nag-add tayo ng tubig hanggang dun sa hindi na kayang lumubog nung ating circular attachment o yung cup natin kanina dun sa needle. So, pag nag-stop na yon, so yun na yung ating final setting time. So, next is to gather and record the data to the given table. So, we have the table 4.0. So, this is an example of time setting of Portland cement. So, here, meron tayong tatlong sample na ginamit and lahat sila ay class A na cement paste. So, for the weight of cement, pare-parehas naman na 500 grams. So, dito class, yung amount ng water na gagamitin natin must be 85% ng given weight na cement. So, since 500 grams sila lahat, so, ang amount ng water na idadagdag natin is pare-pareho, 425 grams. So, for initial setting time, 29 minutes. Final setting time naman niya is 600. So, yung isa naman na sample natin, so, 35. Final setting naman niya is 537 minutes. And then, for sample number 3, 48. Yung final setting time naman niya is 632. So, in table 4.0, so these are example of data gathered from the time of setting of Portland cement. So, take note that the amount of water in every test is 85% of the given weight of the cement. So, here, the amount of water depends on the cement weight. So, they do have a direct relationship, meaning if the weight of the cement increases, the water needed in the test definitely increases too. So, dito ang computation nga lang natin is yung para sa tubig, para makompute natin. So, that is 0.85 multiplied by the weight of the cement. So, bakit ba natin ginagawa yung initial and final setting time na test? So, first, it is required that the cement does not lose its plasticity too early or too late. If cement sent too early, there is insufficient time for transportation and place of concrete. So, ibig sabihin lang niyang class, through initial and final setting time test ng ating cement, we can determine kung sapat ba yung magiging travel time ng ating mixer papunta dun sa site where we will place the concrete. So next, if cement set too late, then there is a delay in construction work. Also, concrete will not get sufficient strength early and the formwork removal process is delayed. So, dito class, by conducting initial and final setting of cement, malalaman natin kung magkakaroon ba ng delay dun sa ating construction kapag late siya na nagsiset. Ngayon, ano ba yung nagiging epekto kapag delay yung pag-set ng ating cement or yung pag-harden niya? So, definitely, hindi tayo kaagad makaka-attain ng strength na required niya. And then, also, magtatagal tayo dun sa paggamit ng ating mga forma. Kadalasan kasi class kapag sa construction, yung forma natin hanggat maaari, 'di ba? Pwede nating i-reuse para makatipid din tayo. So kadalasan pagka nag-estimate, ang naka-state pagdating dun sa formworks is we could use it twice. Ngayon class, kapag matagal mag-set or mag-harden yung ating cement, of course, matagal yung pag-remove natin ng forms. So, definitely, madidelay din yung ibang part ng structure natin kapag ganun. So, next is the proper setting time required for the stiffening of cement paste to a defined consistency. So, yun na din na may sinabi ko kanina. So, next naman, it is indirectly related to the chemical reaction of cement with water to form an aluminum silicate compound. So, ito naman, tungkol na to dun sa reaction ng ating cement to water. So, next is the initial setting time. So, this is an important time to know for concrete transportation, placing, and curing. So, yun na nga din yun. Mahalaga na malaman natin kung magsiset na ba siya kaagad. Kasi, syempre, i-consider natin yon lalo na pag sa Manila. Di ba, kadalasan doon, traffic. So, ang ginagawa nila dyan para mas magtagal is nag-a-add sila ng mga admixtures. Admixtures yung tawag natin doon. So, next naman is initial setting time also utilized to delay the process of hydration or hardening. So, yun nga din, kapag nalaman natin yung initial setting time ng ating cement or nung ating cement paste or nung ating concrete, so, malalaman natin kung magkakaroon ba ng delay dun sa process ng hydration or hardening. Ngayon naman class, dun sa final setting time, so this is utilized for safe removal of scaffolding or forms. Okay. So that's it for our Unit 4. Thank you class for listening. Stay safe and God bless you all. Bye.